Just give me 10 minutes and I'll convince you that you already have everything that you need to create your dream life. Like, you don't need anything else. Like, I know in your brain is telling you, no, like, I need more money. Like, no, I can't grow in this environment. I need a different house. I need a different car. I need the aesthetics. Like, whatever it is that you think you need, I want to just simply tell you that you don't need it. And here's how I know, because this version of you, like this version of you who you currently are, created this reality, which means that you have to be here in order to get there. Where you are right now, there are lessons here. There are things that you need to learn here, right? You would not be here if you did not need to be here. And I think that that is the best way that you can look at life at every stage. Like, no matter where you are, no matter what your life looks like, look around and tell yourself, I'm here because I need to be here. There are lessons here. There are blessings here. There's something that this current version of me needs because I'm here, right? I created this reality. And if reality is simply just a mirror of who you currently are, that means that when you want your reality to change, what actually needs to change is you. So that's what I mean when I say you already have what you need, because you always have you take you wherever you go. So when you feel like you don't have what you need, when you feel like your environment isn't enough, when you feel like you don't have the support, all of those things can change when you change. Hello and welcome back. My name is Juditha and I am your mindset coach. I am your dream life advocate. And this is a space where we talk about all the things that matter when you're trying to create your dream life, from your fears, your insecurities, your mindset, like everything that's going on inside of you, so that your external reality can also change to reflect the life you actually want to live. If this sounds like you, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and let's go ahead and get into today's topic. I talk to women all the time. And when I speak to these women, most of the time when we talk about, well, why aren't you doing the things that you want to do? Why do you feel like you can't grow? Why do you feel stuck? The reason is because they're like, well, it's my environment. Like, I can't grow here. I don't have the things that I need here. It's the economy in my country. It's terrible. I can't find a job. There's always an excuse. And that's not to belittle any of those things, because those things, like, they're real. I'm sure they're real. I know they're real. However, as real as they are, that can never be the reason why you're stuck, right? And that might be something hard to, like, actually think about or, like, understand, but give me a minute. I'm gonna break it down. It's gonna make sense in a minute. When I talk to these women and they tell me these things, the first thing I work on is, I don't tell them, okay, well, let's go ahead and find you a new house. Like, let's go ahead and see how we can find you this. Let's go ahead and see how we can change your outside world so that you can feel better inside, and then you can start taking consistent action, and then bam, 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 your dream life is going to be created. It's never that, because here's the thing. Everything that you need to change your outside reality exists inside of you. I know that sounds crazy. You're like, what do you mean it exists inside of me? Like, Judy, hello, help me out here. Let me explain. I'm coming. I promise you this is going to land. Stay with me, okay? I'm going to give you the example of myself. When I graduated from college, if you've been on this channel for a while, you've probably heard this story now over and over. I graduated from college. I felt super lost. I didn't know what I was going to do. I felt disconnected from what I majored in, what I got a degree in. And one day I woke up, I was like, you know what? I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm just going to do the damn thing. And then I started to take steps to become the woman who can do that. Here's the thing though. I didn't have all the money that I wanted, right? I would be stressed out about money often. I didn't have anyone in my family as an example of how to become an entrepreneur. I didn't have the support, right? I didn't have anybody who was necessarily dreaming as big as me. So all of these things could be an excuse for me. Like, I could have used all of these things for the reason why I just stayed in a life that I did not love, doing something that I did not love. I could have done that. But what I did was I said, no, like, I really want this life. And then I became someone who saw solutions more than I saw problems, right? And that sounds like a big transformation, but really all that means is every time my brain came up with a problem, I told myself, fuck that problem. I'm going to find a solution for this. Okay. Fuck all these problems. I'm going to find a solution. And every time my brain tried to come up with all these problems, I would just simply redirect it to the solution. And if I didn't know the solution in the moment, I would tell myself, you will figure this out. You will figure this out. You will figure this out. This is something that I learned from Oprah. Like, ever since I heard her say that successful people are solution oriented, I was like, well, hold on. I want to be successful. So that means I need to be solution oriented. So from that point on, my thing was I need to be solution oriented. I need to come up with solutions for everything. So one of the first things that I did was, I remember I was stressed out about money because my rent, I live in Miami, so you can imagine what the rent is. My rent was so high, and I was like, okay, it is getting hard for me to actually enjoy my life and live in this nice apartment with a nice balcony and a nice view. Like it was nice, but I was like, you know what? It's a bit much. Before, I would like catastrophize everything, and I would just tell myself there's nothing I could do. It is what it is. Everything's expensive. But you know what? Once I started to switch my mindset, I was like, hold on. My mom lives here. My mom loves me, and my mom would not mind if I moved back home. So guess what I did? I moved back home. And that solution was there the whole time. That solution was always there. However, in the mindset of me only thinking about my problems, only thinking about the money that I don't have and what I'm losing and the struggle, I could not think of any solution. Like no solution felt good enough. This is what I mean when I say that the things that you need, they're already inside you. Sometimes it's just not things that you want to do. Like I didn't want to move back home. However, I wanted to save money, right? I wanted to build my dream life. I wanted to have a business. So it's like you just have to choose your heart. Which one is it going to be? So it's the same thing for you. You need to dig deep. Tell yourself, are you going to be someone who focuses on problems, or are you going to be someone who focuses on solutions? Because I promise you, the way how our brains work, wherever you direct it, the answer will come. Sometimes the answers that we need comes directly from the universe. It comes directly from God, right? Because sometimes I can't even tell you, like some of the things that I've come up with, I'm like, I have no idea where this idea came from, but it feels right. So I'm just going to go with it. So that's another thing. Like, even if you feel that you can't do it, just you alone, that's fine. Remember that you're not doing this alone. Like if you, whatever you believe in, whatever higher power you believe in, realize that higher power wants to help you, but it also respects your free will. What does that mean? It means that here on earth, as humans, as you know, we all have the authority over our own lives. We all get to decide what we want to do, right? Some people do good things, some people do bad things. However, God doesn't interfere in those things. So what happens is when you say, I want this or I want that, the reason why we have to pray, the reason why we have to ask God, like even though God already knows everything that you want, like he's an all-knowing thing, like he knows what you want. But the reason why we pray and we ask for things is because he respects your free will so much that he wants you to need him. He wants to know that you need him. He wants you to ask him, and then he will give you everything that you need. So ask, like if you need a solution, just be like, I don't know what the solution is, but God, I need an answer. Ask, and then your only job after you ask is to be patient while the solution comes and be open to it, right? Even if like your brain might bring you things that you're not willing to do, that's okay. Sit with it. Sit with those ideas still. Even if they're at face value, you feel like, I don't want to do this. This is going to make me uncomfortable. It might be the thing that you have to do, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Okay, when I moved back home with my mom, I didn't have my own room. I slept with her in her room because her house isn't that big. I did what I had to do, period. So that's the thing. Everything that you need, you have it already. But you cannot use the mindset that created all the problems that you currently have. You can't use that mindset to bring you solutions because it just won't work. So you need to become a solution-oriented person. And I already told you how to do that. When you do that, I promise you the solutions that have already been there, like they will be illuminated. You will start to see like, damn, I guess I could have done this whole time. That's the first part that I want you to really like sit with. The second thing is when your excuses feel real, right? Because they are, like the economy in your country might really be bad. The prices of eggs is like $1,000 right now. Like I totally get it. I understand we live in a reality and we have to deal with it. But here's the thing. You still can't allow that to stop you, right? You have to look at your life. Look at what feels like a challenge, because whatever it is in your life feels like a challenge. What I want you to do is shift your perspective. What your perspective actually is a superpower, right? It is your ability to see the glass half full instead of half empty. Okay, when I learned about my perspective, like that's another reason how I became such a positive thinker, how I became someone who focuses on solutions and literally always has an answer for everything. It's the reason why I am where I am. It's because I shift my perspective on my life. It wasn't that I don't have enough. It wasn't that I will never make it. It wasn't that I didn't have the support. I chose to believe things that served me. So you have to choose your perspective, right? Instead of thinking the economy is bad, that thought doesn't serve you. So stop thinking it, right? Think something else that's more helpful. Like, you know what? Even though things aren't the best, I still see people getting jobs. That means there's an opportunity for me too, right? Even though things aren't the best, people are still out here succeeding and making money. That means there's an opportunity for me too. Choose the perspective that serves you, because when you start to choose the perspective that serves you, your life, it doesn't feel like it's happening to you. You don't feel like a victim anymore. And when you aren't a victim of your life anymore, things start to shift. Whatever you feel challenged by, shift your perspective. Don't see it as something that's meant to keep you stuck. See it as the perfect thing that's going to help you become the next best version of yourself. Like, if I can get over this, imagine the woman I would become. Like, if I can figure this out, imagine how resilient I'll be, right? Imagine how much more courageous I'll be. Imagine how much more in belief of myself and in my dreams that I will be if I can figure this out. Shift your perspective on your problems, because I promise you, something that I have, like a pattern that I've seen in my life, is that everything that felt like it was a challenge to me, once I figured it out, I realized that it was really a lesson there, right? And every lesson that I had to learn was simply just trying to call in the next best version of myself. And that's what your challenges are for. They're just calling in the next best version of you. It's like, you just need to become this person. And once you become this person, this challenge that felt like a boulder is really just a pebble to you now, right? You want to become that person. You want to become the type of woman who your problems, the ones that seem big, like now you're like, damn, I can't believe I used to stress about that. And I'm sure you can even look back on your life and think about all the things that you thought were going to break you, and they didn't. In fact, what did they do instead? They made you stronger. They made you into someone with more knowledge, more experience. They made you wiser, right? That is what everything in your life currently is for. So you're not stuck. You literally have everything that you need. The challenges that you are facing right now, the what feels like limitations, the lack of money, none of that is a reason to stay stuck. If there is something that you really feel like you're missing, then know that what's being called into existence is the version of you who can figure it out. Okay, if it's a money issue, the version of you that can figure it out needs to come out. That version of you needs to come alive. You cannot stay stuck in the version of you who really believes that I don't have the money, therefore I can't do the thing, I can't have the dream, I can't have the life. You cannot stay stuck in that version of you, because she will not get very far. Okay, she will continue to create this life that you already have. So what can you do? Ask yourself. Like, I can for sure give you answers, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about you digging deep and becoming that version of you. So I'm not going to give you the answers. I'm going to challenge you to come up with the answers yourself. I'm going to challenge you after this video. Go pray, go journal, go do whatever you have to do, but tell yourself, I can figure this out. I can get out of this. Okay. But I am going to give you a cheat code of where you can start. If you have a really, really hard time believing that, anything that I said in this video is true, or believing that you truly have everything that you need to create the life that you want, like you already have it, go and watch videos of people who came from nothing. Okay, go and watch videos of people who were in poverty and now they're successful. Go and watch people who were as stressed out as you and now they're successful. Go and watch people who had trauma the same way as you, who had parents the same way as you. Like, find these people. You can find them on YouTube, right? You can even look at celebrities. You can go ask ChatGPT, like, give me some stories of people who went through the struggle and are now successful, because I need motivation. Because that's all you need. Like, that's where I started, and that's exactly where I'm going to tell you to start, right? The very basic thing. Go look at what other people did to get out of their shitty life. I'm sorry, not saying that your life is shitty, but go look at what other people did to get out of the circumstances that made them feel like they would be stuck forever. And I guarantee you, the number one thing that they all had at some point is belief in themselves, right? Belief in themselves. Because once you can believe in yourself, once you can believe in what you're capable of, your actions will change, right? Because someone who believes behaves completely different than someone who doesn't. Okay? So that's the number one thing as well. Like, get to the point where you can at least believe in your dreams, even if it's still hard for you to see how you're going to get there. That's fine. You don't need the whole map. Okay? You don't need the whole map. You just need the very next step. Okay, so start with your belief. That's pretty much it. That's what I have for you in this video. I hope this was helpful. And I may have lied to you a little bit, because I told you it would take 10 minutes and it might be just over 10 minutes a little bit. But I really wanted to make this video because I talk to too many women and their excuses feel too real, right? They really feel like they need something else in order to change their life. But I am telling you, like, I'm a living testament. And granted, disclosure, I'm still creating my dream life, right? I'm not ultimately where I want to be. There's still so many things that I want to do and cultivate and create. However, I am far away from who I used to be. I am far away from the things I used to stress about. And the way that all of that changed, the way that my reality changed, is by me changing, right? I changed my mindset, and something magical happens when you change your mindset. Something magical happens when you change your perspective. Okay, your reality starts to mirror who you are. Okay, your reality, like things just start to happen. People start to support you. Like like when you shift your energy, I promise you, everything around you will start to shift to match who you currently are. Okay? Alrighty, so that is it. I hope this was helpful. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and leave a comment letting me know if this resonated. Tell me what your favorite part was. Tell me what really stuck out to you. Just talk to me. Let me know what you think. And also, ladies, I am starting a community called Rewire. Okay, it is going to be a self-paced course. It's going to be a community of women literally creating their dream life, going through the same things as you, and we're all just going to be hyping each other up. And then there's also going to be coaching by me, of course. So if you are interested in joining and being a part of a community like this, go ahead and leave a comment with the word waitlist, and I'm going to add you to the waitlist. And then as soon as it launches, I will alert you of that. That is it for today. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys on the next one.